All right, here we are. It's a new day. Move that around. Whew. Turn on the iPad. Hey, what's up, Mr. Wiglet? How's it going, man? Aovic, Jack, Dark Knight, Luke, Mike Side. What's up, guys? How's it going? It is 7/16. We are halfway done with July. We have our tag submission return, and so we have plenty of slabs. Ooh, fresh ones. Ones that haven't been picked through yet. All right. Here we are. Okay. We're going to say pricing up new slabs. We're also going to say new breaks. Final Fantasy break. Binder break. Black and white ETB break. Lots of breaks. We do tons of breaks on this channel. Oh, wait a second. Mike said used the wrong thumbnail. That's the old tag. Hold on. I don't know if you meant to do that. Oops. All right, so I'm sure you didn't mean to do that. Now, let's go ahead and grab this. Did you see my photo in show and tell? Big D coming in hot. I hope you're having a good day. So far, yeah, I mean, the day sort of just started for me. We are going to do a tight 1 hour stream. No 3 hour daytime streams. No 2 hour daytime streams. I'm going to be going outside and exercising. All right. This is going to be a Wednesday. We're going live for Wednesday. Okay. All right. Mr. Must keep his schedule. Any luck finding my waifu signature? Yes, we did find it. You know, here's the thing. I thought your brother had a big fat bag in my mind. And the one that it came out of was just a real thin bag, and it was at the very back of the box. So his bag was here, no problem. We found the card. We're sending it off to PSA, right? Is that what you requested? That's not a TCC grading, right? That one's going off to PSA? All right, what's this? What's this? All right, let me mark this on red. More work on taxes. Kate and Derek Cares tax information request. Oh my God, dude, it's too much. I'm going to lose my mind. Man, you almost need to hire a person to work with your tax guy. Somebody who just goes through all your stuff and gets all your data together. All right, let's see. This guy says he doesn't know how much money he spent with me. I don't know. And here is, let's see. We already did that one, didn't we? 10 hours ago? Yeah, that one's already been done. Well, let me hit refresh. Okay, I'm back. How to switch YouTube accounts again. What? Here we have a Justin order. Sending in for the Zapdos Rocket Break. That was 2 hours ago. Okay, Zapdos is done. Don't try to buy in, guys. Zapdos is done. And then Luke is also finishing his slab away and picking up 2 Halo Upper Deck packs. Sounds good to me. All right. QuickBooks, mister. No. It's not QuickBooks. It's just gathering all the information from all the different ways that money moves around for me. It takes forever. All right. Here we are. Moving these. Love this Minecraft music that's playing. That's really nice, isn't it? So we've got a lot of cards for sale now. But they will be priced up kind of slow. I don't like to rush through. I like to make it last. There we are. And then, of course, many of them will become breaks. I like the breaks. All right. Like this. Okay. Okay. So let's see. because the breaks are fun. This is between Justin French and the other guy. Whoops, the other guy. David Velez. Okay. Here it is. Mr. Justin, good luck. My bad finger's fat. Howdy, mister. Hey, how's it going, Mr. Justin? So you will be on this side. Oh, I feel exhausted. My muscles are sore like crazy from yesterday. My back's super sore. Whatever I was doing gave me a lot of muscle pain in my back. So must have been, since we were picking up sticks and logs and stuff, it must have just been like that motion of lifting things off the ground. So it hurts to move even a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and get this started. I like deck number 2. It's my favorite deck right now. It's more fun. Okay. Mr. Ruins here, Kyle Summers here, James Trimble, Mike Side, Habibi, Troy Malice, Andy Man, Whipple, Cool Whip. Wow, Mister, you're on early. We will be done around 5:30-ish. We're not going to go for very long on this stream, okay? So place your orders now. Don't wait to place your order, because this stream is going to be a short stream, and then I'm going to go outside and continue exercising. That's what's going to happen. Just be outside exercising, okay? Let's see what we got. Boop. Oh, man, that's a pretty good start, Mr. Velez. All right, Justin, this round... So here's how you can beat him. This next card has to be Skeledirge. But it's Switch. So you've got a trainer too. So what happens now? You get another card. Okay, Tyranitar. And Mr. Velez will now use his computer search. That's a tie. So he gets to use Garchomp against your Tyranitar, but then you're allowed to use a Switch. I guess that's the order of operations. I've never actually seen this scenario before. Computer search is pulled and then Switch is pulled. So he pulls out a Garchomp, and you're going to switch it now. All right. Let's see what the next card is. Boom. The switch did not work for you. It swapped into an Electivire. Dang, dude. David Velez was definitely going to win that round. There was nothing you could do about it. Wow. He gets the Electivire and the round is over. David Velez, round number 1. Round number 2. Jolteon. Not very strong, but there are Pokemon like Clamperl in here. Tapu Lele, that's a tie. Wow. Round 2 is a tie. Okay, round 3. Okay. This is better than Pokemon Pocket. Another 110 HP Pokemon. That's so crazy. That means there was 3 in a row. Wow. Okay. Mr. Justin, all you got to beat is 110. You can do it. Let's see. Oh, he did, in fact. All right. It's all tied up now. Okay, Spidops beats Rapidash. Round number like 4 or 5 or something. Here goes. Oh, that's it. David wins. There's no way, Justin, because the switch has already been pulled, right? And this is the top card. Wow, David was just faded. Look at that. That's even a good... You pulled a 280. That's not bad, but it doesn't beat Skeledirge. Skeledirge is currently the top card in the deck until someone adds a stronger card. Turn that down a little bit. This is better than Pokemon Pocket TCG. You like it? It's like an auto battle, sort of, right? So I run the deck for you, and the name of the game really should be what it's really called. This is exactly like the game War. So it's like a game of war. You guys ever played that when you were a kid? All right, so Zapdos goes to David G. Velez. Wow. By the way, you guys can contribute a card to this deck, and we'll put your name on it. We'll know it's yours. And it could add some fun to the deck. You can add like a trainer card. You can add a really funny weak Pokemon. You can add a card that you think just looks good. You can add the new strongest card. Maybe there's a Pokemon with more HP than a Skeledirge. I'm sure there is. And so you guys can do anything you want with that deck. That deck is open to the audience to edit. There's David Velez, and here's Justin French. You sunk my belly bolt ship. I love it. Very creative. We are. No. Okay. This card is now property of David Velez. All right, cool, man. Set that over there. Oh, yeah, man, I feel exhausted. Holy cow, man. You know, one of the problems was I went to sleep kind of late, but then also I got woken up at like 1 p.m., which is early for me, by the way. I got woken up in the middle of my sleep, and it was because some stupid boat repair guy was here on our dock, and he's like, hey, I need your key. I was like, why the hell isn't it? So Kara set up a repair on the boat dock, but she gave him my number, and they're calling me, and I'm asleep. I can't help you. Let's see. So Suicune. Okay, let's take a quick look at this Suicune, shall we? All right. He's a nice card. Wow, it looks like you can get this card for $25. You know what that means? He is perfect for the Poke Shuffle, because we need cards like this in the Poke Shuffle. There is definitely a lack of cards like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shouldn't the switch mean I get his card, which was the computer search? Justin French. So, Justin, we have our own rules for each card. The rule for the computer search is that the character or the person with the computer search now gets to pick their strongest card out of the deck. So we went ahead and we grabbed the Garchomp. I suppose we could have grabbed the Skeledirge now that I think about it. But I was just going from the back of the deck, and I just picked a really strong one. But yeah, I guess if we were being slightly more optimal, maybe we could have picked Skeledirge. You know, it was actually good for him that we didn't pick Skeledirge, because he later pulled Skeledirge, didn't he? So that was actually useful for him that we didn't choose Skeledirge. And then for you, you have the Switch card. The Switch card, what it does is it forces the other player to take the next Pokemon off the top of the deck. So once he pulled his nice Garchomp out, you had the ability to make him draw a new Pokemon card, and you're hoping that his new one is weaker than your Tyranitar. That's what the Switch actually does. It's made up rules. Those are the rules for those trainer cards. We make the rules up for the trainers. Yeah, that wouldn't have let him get it later. Shouldn't the Switch mean I get his card, which was the computer search? Yeah, that wouldn't have let him get it later. Yeah, but so computer search doesn't say you are required to take the strongest card out of the deck. I just grabbed him like a really strong one, the Garchomp. That's all I did. And, you know, and I don't know what's coming up in the deck or anything. It's just random. So the Skeledirge could have been Clam Pearl. He just got very lucky that round. Of course, he could have beat your other card with a number of cards. What time do you usually wake at? Usually about 2 to 3. So, yeah, I guess part of it was going to sleep a little later and then waking up a little earlier. Leave me with like 5 hours. All right. This is better than Pokemon TCG. So here we are. What are we doing? We're setting this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. This is going to be 0, 1, 0. Suicune. 10. Nice. Should make it the rule to get the strongest one always, because it does affect the outcome potentially. Yeah, I suppose that rule didn't exist. Computer search is just sort of like the way we've always ran computer search, Mr. Justin, the way we've always ran it. We just pick out whatever Pokemon beats the Pokemon on the table currently. You didn't have a Pokemon on the table, so I just ran through the deck and grabbed the first big one that I saw. So maybe there should be a really specific rule for the extremely rare case that both Switch and Computer Search are pulled on the first turn. But so the way Computer Search is played is typically like this. So, I'll just pull the deck out, okay? So let's say he pulls Computer Search on the right side, and then you pull Squovit on your side, and then it goes back to his turn. Well, I flip the deck over. All he needs is Articuno. He doesn't need anything better than Articuno. So I just say, all right, Articuno. So that's how Computer Search is normally played. We do not actually search out the strongest Pokemon in the deck on Computer Search. Computer Search is just whatever beats your Pokemon. So since you didn't have a Pokemon, you actually had Switch. I knew that no matter what I grabbed, you were just going to switch it. So I just picked whatever Pokemon was going to beat yours, and then you were going to switch that. And you did. I played your Switch card on your turn, and there you go. Here we are. It's worth having a conversation about. It's kind of like an order of operations conversation. Yeah, is an interesting thing. Computer Search does not say you must now pull the strongest card out of the deck. It doesn't say that. Computer Search is for pulling a Pokemon that's stronger than your Pokemon. And that is how I played it. So I didn't do it any different than usual. And it just so happened he pulled Skeledirge later. So I don't think I did it any different than I normally do. Do you have a workout plan? Not really. You normally pick out the strongest from what I remember. No. I always pick out a Pokemon that is stronger than the one that's on the table. I always do it that way. The way I do it, I flip it around like this. And let's say he's got Articuno, 110. So what I do is I start... I mean, you can just go rewatch the footage. We've done a lot of these. So I go, here we are. The reindeer, right? Reindeer's 140, Articuno's 110. And then I say, therefore, computer search wins. So that's the way I've always done it. And you can go rewatch any other time I pull computer search. I'm very confident in this. So you can go look up as many of those as you like. Additionally, there is a case where this guy on the right has a really strong card. So let's say he has Garchomp. And I go, oh, wow, that's the Garchomp. And my brain says, well, we're going to need the Skeledirge for that. So then I go, okay, where the hell is Skeledirge? And I say, okay, he's got the freaking, but he doesn't beat Skeledirge. So that's the one time we start looking for the strongest Pokemon card is when you need it to beat what's on the table. Here we are. All right. Do you have a workout plan? This game sucks. I'm playing. What's Hood Brandon? All right, let me go ahead and put this here. I played it exactly the way I've always played it, the computer search. That's what's important. The consistency is very important in my opinion. Now, this is going up into the Poke Shuffle. Here it is. Skeledirge grew on me, says 6. You like the Skeledirge? You mean like as a starter, or do you mean as a card in the deck? You mean as a Pokemon, right? Ooh, a Cocoa for me. I have a long tradition of never liking the starters. If Cubone could have been a starter in the base set, I would have played Cubone in the first Pokemon game because I liked Cubone. But of course, the number one Pokemon I liked was actually Abra. I liked Abra, and I liked Ghastly, and I liked Drowsy. Those are the psychic types. I didn't really think of Ghost as much different from Psychic. They were kind of the same group. So, I like Weed Cat more before, but Fui Coco line grew on me. We need a new card up here. Ow. I'm going to set you guys up with another gym break. Yeah, this is a pretty good one. This Gengar's solid. I actually wonder if I should hang on to that Gengar, because he seems like he will go up in price, but I don't know. Lately, I've been clinging on to too many cards. We gotta get rid of some and start grading more of them. If I just graded a ton of them, it wouldn't be a problem. But that's the thing. These cards are not super easy to obtain, and they're not super easy to get 10s on. Even a simple card like this AR, they're getting scooped up by everybody. So, yeah, people are obtaining all of them, and then you got to pay like double to obtain the same card as before. Now, hold on. It's saying I received a bunch of mail today, but it was not in my receiving area, which means it was delivered to the mailbox. Mailman's not supposed to do that. So, guys, I may need to stop for a moment and go collect my mail. Let's set this Gengar up, and then we'll collect the mail right afterwards. Alexis is looking at a home right now. All right, this is going to say Gengar. Here we are. Oh, are there no tag 10s of this Gengar? Oh, here it is. Okay, we do have it. About 76, really. You know, it's very strange, but the tag cards actually cost more. Tag cards cost more money. Tag cards cost more money than PSA. Tag is that desirable. I hate Rowlet. That's the little owl. I had a Psychic team on red. I got sacked in the gym fight. You lost in the fighting gym? That doesn't make any sense. Psychic has an advantage over fighting. It's actually bug that Psychic's weak to bug. Psychic's also weak to dark, which didn't exist until Gen 2. I got sacked by the Elite Four lady who had the Umbreon. What was her name again? I can't remember. Karen? Was her name Karen? All right. Let's see. Yeah, I got my butt kicked. I remember I just couldn't pass her. I had my level 40 Kadabra because I had no one to trade with. I didn't have Alakazam. Not that it would have changed anything. Tag is better than PSA in every way. Here we go. So this is going to be 39. I'm just going to round it up to 40, to be honest. Okay. This is a more consequential gym break than the previous one because it costs more. Now, if you guys will excuse me, send your orders in. We're having just a short stream today. If you excuse me, I'm going to go grab my mail. I believe is sitting all the way out in my mailbox. It's a little bit of a walk, so I'll be back in about a minute or two. And when I come back, I'll have some mail to open. We'll open it here on the table. It'll be fun, okay? So don't go anywhere. Woo! Boy, it is roasting out there. It is definitely July. Yeah, the mailman actually used my mailbox. He's not supposed to do that. Okay. I like Tag, but to say they're better than PSA in every way is quite a stretch. Need to see what happens long term. I like them. I like them. I don't know. I'm an enthusiast. If there's one thing that's true about me, we've been all about grading for a long time. I like them. Slabs feel nice. The grading report is nice. Big deal. Okay, I can't show you this one. That one has to remain private because I don't want anyone else buying it. So there is one I cannot show you, but it has just come in. Let me take a look at it, by the way. It sure is nice. Okay. All right. Now, what's the next one? I asked you that way back. Your opinion was different. On what? Tag grading? Tag just started. They care compared to PSA, who has been in the game for decades. You know, at the end of the day, all it is, somebody gives a grade to a card and then puts it into two pieces of plastic. That's really all it is. There's not a deep science to it. You don't have to go to college to do it. There's not like a government industry regulation. It really is just a private company, a group of dudes that say, this one's a 10, and then they put it in plastic with the little label. That's all it is. So it's, you know, all I'm saying is that PSA is not minted by God. Okay, it's just a company. This is just cheap plastic. That's all it is. And a little label. So Tag can compete with that right away. A different group of dudes can say, well, we can do that, and we can do it better than you. So yeah, it's a very much an open market kind of thing. It's a competitive market. And if TAG wants to do a better job, they probably could. If they want to offer more value, like, for example, the grade explanation, they probably could. But yeah, familiarity, brand, that all matters. I think TAG it might be PSA's closest competitor in the long run. Ah, this arrived. So nice. Look. Ah, TCC was out there buying Tyranitar Expeditions. How nice. One of my favorite cards. Okay. And then I picked up that Pichu too. I like that Pichu a lot. He's a Neo promo, and he's always been very cheap because he's a promo that it's easy to obtain. But, you know, I always felt like it was a very pretty card, and like one day it was going to become more scarce, and we're probably pretty close to that now. So where's this coming from? This is coming from Australia, mate. Okay, we got our last package from Australia. Comes all the way to Australia to end up roasting in my mailbox where anyone can snatch it. We can't allow that. Delivered to me. What the box says. I would definitely, but tag at number 2. CGC values booty. BGS takes too long. CGC is not at number 2 when it comes to their pristine 10. Look up their pristine 10. Anytime you run into the pristine 10, they're pricey. So the pristine 10 is good. I talked about what CGC needs to do to raise the value of their gem mints. They need to do a big buyback program and start buying back all the booty gem 10s. They need to raise the standard for a gem 10. And then in addition to all that, they need to update the label. The label of the gem 10 has to look like the pristine label. It has to. So if they did that, CGC will fix their company. And the last thing they need to do, and I said this earlier as well, the last thing, they need to bring back the perfect grade. It has to happen. CGC will struggle, I think, in the long term against TAG if they do not make these changes. Oh, wow. So this has just arrived. Bought myself something to grade, because I got to have stuff to grade too. We are? All right. So here it is. And here's my pocket knife. Getting thrown. Okay. I went in for the medical field. I think you do well in medicine. We are. It's a great field, by the way. It's a high-paying field. Yeah, I think you do well. You like taking care of your pets, don't you? That's a good sign that you would do well in medical. Oh, look at that. Wow, this is roasting hot. I wonder if that affects the grade ever. That is the Pokemon Black Returns Team Rocket black deck. There's also a silver deck with the Articuno. I wish I could obtain it. You can't obtain it. It's got a nice Tyranitar in it. I like that Tyranitar. We just had a Tyranitar come back, but it was the non-holo. Hopefully this one grades 10. Probably not. They very rarely do they really grade 10. I didn't like the heat exposure. I wonder if heat exposure causes issues like, you see how it's held by a band on the inside? Maybe the band causes an indentation if it gets warm enough. Who knows? But there you have it. So I purchased up all of the last affordable Tyranitar Expeditions because I was like, gotta have it. Gotta have it. It's great. Great card. Always will be great. This card's always going to look impressive. Okay. There we are. Kind of funny that we ran into baseball mitts in the process. I was really into the study of blood. Was a phlebotomist for a bit and did plasma. There we are. I bet you could get back into it. That's a very, that's a very solid career. You could retire in a career like that. Here we are. There we go. Oh. Very nice. Here's Pichu. Very good. Let's see. Dallas, basically 6 is a vampire. Rip perfect 10s. Bring back subgrades. Subgrades. Subgrades are stupid. You know what I don't think is stupid? The grading report. The grading report is not stupid. Subgrades are just like, I don't like the subgrades. Subgrades are basically like as fast as possible of a grading report as one can get away with. Where did I put my Tyranitars? don't know what this music is, but it's driving me nuts. I must have put the Tyranitators away. Okay. But there you go. We were showing these off last night. Love them. I think they're very good. Luke Laurie, finish my slab away. Let's take care of this now. Luke Laurie is up. Okay, Luke Laurie. Here it is. You have the Emerald Clay Doll. Very nice card, actually. It's good to have your slab away paid off like this. You know why? Because it means you are prepared for another slab away should something good come up on the table. Like, I can't remember how many times, I can't count, I mean, how many times somebody has something in slab away that they like, and then something else comes up that they like, and they go, oh, can I have that too? And it's like, you're supposed to have one at a time. All right, okay, Luke, I'm sure it's in here, right? Maybe it's in the front. Ah, here it is in the front. Good. All right, you've got Pop 5 Emerald Clay Doll. Ooh. Yukimori card, right? Yep, Yukimori. If you've ever opened Pokemon Black Bolt, White Flare, there are God packs to chase. Good luck, mister. Nice. I've watched while they drew mine. Feels both archaic and archaic. All right. Very good. And let's go ahead and remove this from the list. Now he needs 2 halos. Very nice. Snipping this. Good. Is Gem 1 sold out? In fact, it is. We have Gem 2, which will sell out as well. Speaking of which, I just got some Gem 2 in today. I don't think I got any more restocks after that, though. Here's a nice, the story so far. Here's a purple-colored story so far. And here's your rare card. Nice. It's a golden weapon drop. Nice. 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 So here it is. Not numbered, though. That's interesting. Plasma Grenade. Oh, yeah, look at him. He's throwing it. Huh. Most plasma we got here in the States is sold to Germany, so I'd have to write in German. Physician assistants essentially get a master's degree. Here we are. Okay. All right. How lovely. Okay, okay, okay. And we'll just fix this. All right. Oktoberfest right around the corner. Is it? Yeah, you're right. It's in September, isn't it? Is it in September? I can't remember. Yeah, it's not that far away, I suppose. We are. Do not anger the anglers? What the hell? All right, cool. So these are your 2 cards. I like that they kind of match. Very nice. It's in October. No, it's not. Oktoberfest is in September. How strange is that? But it's called Oktoberfest. There we go. Yeah, Oktoberfest is celebrated in September. Let's see. Let me look it up. Maybe it's just the region I'm in. When is Oktoberfest celebrated in Germany? Or Bavaria? From mid-September to the first Sunday in October. So it's not actually in October, despite the name. There you go. It starts in September. And the weather's still lovely. It's almost perfect weather, really. End of September, you still get that warm summer air, but not quite cold and chilly yet. And so it's a really, really lovely time. Yeah, perfect timing. That's just silly, says Andy Man. Not to be confused with Decemberfest, which of course is hosted in June. Yes, of course. All right. So we're done with our friend Mr. Luke Laurie. We also have an order from Jesus Aguilera. He wants 5 Tears of the Planet 2 Soldiers Return. Yes, so we are getting a fresh box of the Tears of the Planet then. And as for the Soldiers Returns, we're getting a fresh box of that too. All right, I like that. I like to see that. We have ran through a box of the Soldiers Return. Fantastic. You have Chinese Hidden Fates, mister? Do I? I think I do. I think I still have some. Sure. Ni hao. Tai hao la. Juneteenth and July. I find it funny, my parents wanted to go to college for art, but I went for medical. Most of the time it's the opposite. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go get a fresh box of Tears of the Planet and a fresh box of... Ow, my thumb's hurting. Fresh box of Soldiers Return. I might as well take a couple of these boxes out with me. All right. Now I have to do one more thing. I need to reduce the number of Soldiers Returns available on eBay, because I had these bad boys listed on eBay. So give me a second. If I don't do it now, I'll forget to do it. Here it is. We are going to revise this. And we're going to revise the number. Okay. And we're going to hit revise it. Do the Germans do barrel rolls with their beer? I don't know. Do they? I've never been to the actual Oktoberfest in Germany. I bet you Karis would love that. That'd be a cool vacation for sure. Oktoberfest in Germany. Karis would probably be like, let's move to Germany. And I'd be like, hell no. Yeah. There we go. Tears of the Planet sounds so dramatic. It is a little dramatic. That is a dramatic thing to say. The Tears of the Planet. Okay. Okay, all right. Now we're going to grab 5 of these. I beat Sans, no damage, emulated on my phone. No jerk. What? I've been 4 years in a row, which is 8 fests my hubby and I drank at. Aw. Karis and I got married. I proposed to her at an Oktoberfest. So that's when I did it. That's when I popped the question. And she was like, oh my God. There we go. Very private. All right. The trick was to get her drunk so that she couldn't say no. There you go. No, we hadn't had any beer. I had to make sure she was drunk enough. That's exactly the joke. But she had not drank anything, and I don't drink, so. She does like to drink, though. So she likes the Oktoberfest a lot. Because you can get one of those big beers, just walk around having to pee all day. What's that like? I used to tease her. I was like, well, I didn't drink any. I feel fine. Yeah. Will you collect Pokemon with me? I will. Look up Stuttgart, Xmas Market. I'm going to the Stuttgart Xmas Market. There. There we go. Jesus Aguilera. We can be involved in a brutal Christmas market attack. It'll be wonderful. Here's Yuna and Braun. All right, Yuna. Germany's had a couple of those, huh? Those market attacks. That's horrifying. Here's Scar Leon and Zach. Look at that. That's a cool card, isn't it? We'll give this one its own sleeve. Oh my gosh, you sound like my husband. Yeah. Well, I guess, yeah. I think it's because there's an idealist in me, and so when things don't go quite right, I over-focus on it. It drives me nuts. Here it is, Hal House. Here's Wool. The Germans made something very, 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 very nice, and somebody else got to knock it down, so it just makes me sad. Here's Len. Aha. Yeah, what do we do everything for? Why do we work so hard? Why do we pay all these taxes? Was to have something like the Stuttgart Christmas market. That's the whole point of it all, isn't it? To have a nice little high-trust society. A high-trust society where you and your children can go walking around in the snow, get like a pretzel and a little Bavarian this or that, a little knick-knack, and people are just running little shops during Christmas, making some money. That's like, that's like peak. It's up here. It's like when you go on vacation to Japan and they got cool tourism centers and stuff like that. It's peak. And all that ruined by, somebody's got an angry thought about, Christmas isn't right. We can't celebrate that or something like that. It's like this weird combination of peak society and total evil in my mind, whatever you want to call it, I suppose, religious fundamentalism or whatever causes people to blow up a Christmas market. Happiest time of the year. Here's Soldier Candidate. So I get very bitter over that kind of stuff. Sticks with me. Here's Mr. Jesus with the JE. All right. Germany has some beautiful towns and cities. It was a great visit. Mr. Show the Brakes. Sup PDX. Xmas Market, I would get fresh deer jerky and hot glühwein and then take a train home. All right. That does sound really nice. Here we are. Yeah, we need to find out how to go to Germany. She's actually very German, Kara says. She's like 60% German, I guess. She's got a little Hungarian in her. She's like 20 or 15% Hungarian or something like that. And then it's like 60% German. And then I think the rest is like Irish and British or something like that. So she's very white. She's a white girl. All right, there we go. Jesus Aguilera. Thank you so much. Very nerdy. Rigo Bertogil. He says, one spot in the vintage pack break. Thank you, mister. You got it. Yes, we host these lovely vintage pack breaks. There you go. Her grandfather is the immigrant who came to America. He passed before she could even meet him. And he passed away because he would refuse medical treatment, I suppose. He also was kind of wealthy, but he did not create a will. And so that screwed it all up, sadly. He was a computer guy. He was like a computer something to do with engineering. So he was smart, and his family might have originally been Romanian, and then they might have migrated to. We're not sure actually, because you can't ask him. He's passed away, and so but he was in Hungary during the revolt against the Russians, and he said, "Hell no, I'm getting out of here." Yeah, he's like, "I'm not fighting for this. I'm headed over to California way." So he was in California. And that's where my mother-in-law, I believe, was born and raised, was in California. All right, look at this. Let's get you into the vintage pack break. He was in California where he owned multiple houses and a lovely estate, which is all kind of squandered now, I suppose. It is not well managed. Kind of sad. Jonathan Bagunas, Gengar Gym Break. Aha. Okay, Mr. Bagunas is going in. Let's see. Brandon, what about Pokemon? Sounds like 21andMe is sell Mister's data. Mister, are you calling yourself a little Hungarian? No. Karis, her grandfather was Hungarian. And so she has a little Hungarian. Here we are. Actually, I think if you can prove that too, they will give you citizenship quickly into Hungary. And so Karis is always talking about, we should go to Hungary. I'm like, no. No, have you seen the taxes? Plus the Hungarian language, I'm not so familiar with, and I don't know how badly I want to learn Hungarian. Hungarian's one of those languages where it's really only useful in one place, pretty much just Hungary. Whereas if you learn German, it's useful in a couple places, and Germany's pretty big. So it's one of those languages, a really specific language just for that area, and which is too bad when you think about it, because languages are so cool, but the world business sort of runs on everyone knowing the same language, you know, whether that be everyone speaks Chinese or everyone speaks English, whatever it is, or Spanish. It's better for everyone to speak the same language. It makes business possible. So, but that's sad because you get like for example, the Scottish had their own language, like not Gaelic. It was their own language. It was called like Scots or something. And then the Irish had their own language, obviously, you know about that one. I think even the Welsh had their own language, didn't they? And now they all just speak English. It's like, well, I mean, that's good, but it's kind of sad too. It's like if there was some sort of elvish tongue and then it was lost. Okay. Gaelic is the language? Yes, Gaelic. All right, next up, Zach going into this Gym Heroes break. Thank you so much, Zach. A lot of ZELLE orders today. Thank you. If anyone here swapped over to ZELLE and you were a former PayPal user, I got to thank you for that, because ZELLE is no fees for me. So you are basically, every time you order, you are being 3% nicer to me. The PayPal tax is real, man. PayPal is very rough. They're not bad, but the problem with PayPal is that, you know, they're a private platform, whereas, well, I guess all banks are kind of private except for the central bank. So the banks develop their own software so that they don't have to use PayPal, because it turned out PayPal was charging the banks money too, and they didn't like that. That's where ZELLE comes in. ZELLE is owned by the banks, and the banks say, we'll just transact without PayPal and avoid the PayPal fee. So that's exactly why it doesn't cost anything. I couldn't figure it out. I was like, how can there be a platform like ZELLE and it's free for users? Here's Andrew. Hey, Martin, finish Slab away. You got it, Andrew. I was like, how can it be free? It doesn't make any sense. And it's because it's owned by the banks themselves. All right, so Andrew has the Reds Challenge. Reds Challenge. Really clever. It makes a lot of sense. And if you have an account with those banks, they just let you use it for free because they don't want to charge you for doing exactly what a bank's supposed to do. But they want you to store your money with them because they rent that out. So let's see. This is from June, Reds Challenge. Should be nearby then. Okay. New. Hey, mister, what is the status of the Metazoo Gym break? Metazoo Gym break. So we're currently on this blue bowl, and there's nobody in it. If you were in a previous one, that one has ended. You know, I need to make sure that those gym breaks in particular get clipped and put in the break channel, because sometimes those gym breaks end, you know, like few and far in between. And so it'd be a good idea for you to be able to easily track the outcomes. I can tell you with certainty that no Mothman has been pulled. In fact, I don't think any of the last couple of packs have been interesting. Could be a sign you've swept away some of the boring ones and the good ones around the corner. Yeah, nothing good has come out as far as I've seen. NHCC, John, Joey, Francisco, Nathan, Jack, Josh. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to be standing up and checking the box. I put in another spot purchase for the Final Fantasy break. Yes, so for those of you who did not know this, the Final Fantasy booster packs are now in their own break. We have Mr. Maurice in here. That was his first order. So it's up to 1 in 7, and that is a 7-spot break. It's for 2 booster packs. There's no star spot this time, and these have gotten slightly more expensive than before. It's a lovely thing. Final Fantasy, Golden Chocobo. What's that worth today, the Golden Chocobo? Does anyone know? It's a very expensive set. Andrew A. Martin. Can I see Manami? Here we are. Let's see. Andrew Hyatt. Oh, it's not here either. Okay, so if it's not in that box and it's not in the white box, then it must be not in those 2 boxes. So let me check right over here in this silly stack that probably shouldn't exist. There's a Ryan Peterzinski. Here's a James Hatcher. Here's an Ivan Rodriguez. Oh, my missing Shining Charizard. There he is. I was wondering where he was. Am I just missing it? I still don't see your card. Here's these 2. All right, so I tell you guys what. I'm going to go ahead and... What was it again? So it was a Reds Challenge. Wait, my slab away's lost? No, I didn't say your slab away's lost. I'm not looking for your slab away. I'm looking for Andrew Martin. It's a Reds challenge. Let me look at it from the front. Maybe my brain's just not braining today. I should be in 2 spots and now for the final fantasy break. Oh, good. Okay. Oh, this is the Nami, by the way. There you go. There's not some trick to it, right? It's not like a double slab. Oh, is it right here? Okay, there we go. My brain's not braining today, that's all. Talking to too many people at the same time. You know that's really hard to do, right? It's really hard to multitask. It's kind of like, try doing some math while talking about like a social subject or carrying on a conversation. It is tricky. And these aren't, finding a slab's not a tricky, math equation. But my point is, try to do something that requires attention, but then also try to give strong attention to a conversation. It is tricky. You will eventually make some simple mistake. All right, Andrew, it's all yours. Oh, here's an important question. Is Tammy paid out on this? Tammy's paid out on this, right? Let me see how much that would be. So let's say Tammy took the 33%, 360 times 0.73, 262. So on Tammy's card would be a sudden $200 jump. But we don't have the old history of her previous card. I'm pretty sure she probably got paid out on that. I'm pretty sure she was, because we only just recently implemented the rule that from now on, you must actually finish paying the card before the payout. Before, it used to be you get paid out. That is, the person doing the consignment gets paid out the moment it gets put into slab away. I probably did. I think you did, because I think we were still doing it that way at that point. We just recently changed it. I better make notes on any future slab aways that that's the way it's being run. I'll make notes on them. All right, Andrew A. Martin. This is a really scrappy-do setup, isn't it? We're not like a corporation. We don't have a website with a bunch of website people working on website rules. We just sort of come up with the rules in the way that seems to work the best. Here is Luke Lord. We're in the. Whoa! There are some serious orders, man. Oh man, the daytime stream is hopping. Luke Glory says slabbed away clay doll EX Deoxys 60 towards it, 1 Halo upper deck. So you wanted the other clay doll. Very nice. So let's go looking for it. It's in this box somewhere. I think it might be in this pile here. Ah, I was correct. Crazy that I would remember that, because there's like 7 piles. All right. Very nice, Luke Glory. Oh, your name's already on it. So this one costs a little bit more. I tell you what, Luke, since you paid off that last one so fast, we're going to waive the fee on this. So there's going to be no fee, and the entire amount you sent will be put toward the slab. So you're getting it a little bit like you were just buying it outright. This is going to say July, Luke Glory, which would probably be down here. All right. Yeah, you paid off the other one super fast, so I don't see a reason to charge you if you're just going straight into another slab away as well. For using slab away, I really appreciate it. So let's see. So that means you sent $80, right? So then it'll be $80 off of it. Cool. $265 remains. All right, cool, man. Thank you, Luke. And then the other part of your order, which is 1 Halo upper deck. Thanks, mister. I appreciate it. Well, I appreciate you too, because again, you finished it very quickly and then just went straight into another slab away. So, what you could have done is you could have asked to slab them both away together, and I would have been tempted to say yes then too. So I figured this makes sense to give you that $20. Okay, 1 Halo upper deck. Let's see. Ah, here it is. Can I slab away the Shining Zard? I wish, but the problem is I would not be able to restock it. That's the problem. So that's why some cards are really hard to put up for sale, because they're really impossible to restock. You just can't restock them. By the way, did someone buy the other spot in this? Should I take it off the table? Did you guys see this? This is Classic Collection Tag 10 Pikachu. Really lovely. Comes with the star spot. Beatrice is in there waiting for other people to join. This is a very good card. If you have never opened Classic Collection, there are 3 decks, 180 cards. Out of 180 cards, there are lots of duplicates. This is one of the only cards that is not a duplicate. So he's like a hit. So if you don't see them that way, it's because you don't understand the classic collections. This is a hit card out of the classic collections. He's not a common, he's a rare. So this is a rare card out of classic collection. So if you didn't see it that way, now you do. And that's why he maybe costs a little more. He's also rising in value rapidly. You would have to buy an entire classic collection set to pull just one Pikachu to have one chance to grade him. So this card is a hit. He's like the Charizard. Kind of like, think Celebrations Pokemon, where there's a metal Charizard, but there's also a metal Pikachu. They did the same thing here. Same idea. So he is a very, very good card, a very good hold. I could just hold him. I could just put him in my collection, and I am almost sure by next year he would cost more. But I'm turning him into a break for you guys right now. Halo 3 and Edward Buck. Edward Buck. Mister, let me buy them box toppers. Yeah, you like the box toppers? Box toppers are always interesting. So your pull is the story so far, and they are looking at like Cortana or something. Check out R1's message above regarding Final Fantasy. R1 says, would you accept 1400 ZELLE for a box of Funtussi? 1400 ZELLE. Let me think about it. So what's our normal box price? If you're doing ZELLE on a big order, I will sometimes agree to take 3% off. Let's see, where is it? And so if you'd like to do an order like that, a real big order, I would be happy to work with you on that. Let me just see if it's actually 3%, though. That's the thing. So where the hell is it? My menu's too big, man. Okay, so let me do a little math. No, it's clearly a lot more than that. So the price you're quoting is close to what I paid for it anyways. So there's, if it's a break-even scenario, I would like to just hold it. It will just go up on its own. And so no break-even scenarios. There's no point in running the stream at that point. So I apologize. You could just go buy yourself a box online, and you will save money because we charge a premium here to open your cards live and record it and to host it as a, sort of like a social community thing. Think of it like your local golf club. You pay a sort of membership price to hang out with all the other guys playing golf. But you could always, maybe go to some private, maybe just like a golf course where you play by yourself. Maybe it's privately owned. I guess golf course isn't really the best description, because I think golf clubs pretty exclusively run off of clubs, don't they? So that's not a great example. But the concept here is that there is a premium here because you're hanging out. It is a social thing. I'm hosting it. It takes my time to host it. I work probably about 10 hours a day. 10 hours is probably my average time. Sometimes it goes longer, though. Sometimes it gets up to 12. But more importantly, I don't take any weekends off. So I work 7 days at 10 hours a day. And then the weekends is more like 6 hours on the weekends. So 6 hours Saturday, 6 hours Sunday. Sometimes it gets up to 8. Really depends. It has a lot to do with, like, what other extra work am I doing? Right? Like, these slabs didn't make themselves. Somebody had to do all that. And so, to have somebody sit here and do all that, there's a little admission fee. Typically, the way we do our price calculations is based off of like predictions about what happens next. So, for example, let's say we took the Final Fantasy, reduced the price a lot, took a very, very slim margin, and then just sold through. Well, what would happen when I turn around when it's done selling through and try to restock? Is it just going to zero out? Okay, well, then it's not worth it. So you have to, you're placing a bet as a card shop about what happens next to the market. Now, I've been selling Magic for a while. I've been selling Magic for, when did we start? We started with the Fallout collector boosters. No, Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings. That was a while ago. Yeah, Lord of the Rings. And I have watched these collector boosters reach unbelievable prices every time. The trick to them is that because they have a numbered card in them, Magic doesn't reprint it. So what you're looking at is the last print run of Final Fantasy. If your goal is to just very efficiently open up Final Fantasy to optimize your odds at the Golden Chocobo, I would say just go ahead and get yourself a box, maybe from a guy you can buy in person with no taxes involved. And you give him cash and he winks at you and you wink at him. So I would do something like that. Although be careful, because those guys might already know what's come out of the box, out of the case, I should say. They might know what's already come out of the case. We tend to do fresh cases over here, and that's a nice thing. And then all that's for you. I don't mess around with this, for you guys. You know, you'll notice that you guys pull a lot of good stuff. Like somebody, Mr. Brett, just pulled that beautiful Mewtwo alt art. I don't pull it for myself. I let it. You guys have it. That kind of stuff comes out in nice, fresh cases. And then it's a cool thing because it gets recorded, and it's just a very fun social thing. But if you're looking to optimize, you might just open it at home by yourself. Here's another thought, though. Sometimes these breaks up on the table are even more optimal than opening up the pack. How crazy is that? And a lot of that has to do with the fact, the mathematics behind how poor your odds of pulling a card are and how poor your odds of getting a 10 on them are. So, you know, when you're taking a look at something like this Gyarados for whatever 40 times 13 is, I think that's slightly over, now like 620 or something like that. I can't remember. So if you were to open up a gym challenge pack, you're more likely to pull some crappy card that people don't want than something good like the Gyarados. And then the odds of the 10 are not that great either. And that's because those cards often have a print line, or they're off center, or they've got a scratch or a dent on them, or they've been resealed, or they've been x-rayed. So, you know, so many things can go wrong. And you pull some crappy card out, like a trainer holo, and it's got like a dent on the front because somebody mishandled it, you know. So there's just so much that can go wrong. This means you've got a guaranteed chance for a good card like Gyarados, and it's just a really lovely way to collect. So funny enough, even though the booster packs are at a slight premium, I would almost say that the breaks are a more mathematically optimal way to acquire good cards than opening booster packs. Now, the downside is not as exciting as opening booster packs. Booster packs have a flair to them that the breaks do not have. But look at this. Your odds of actually pulling Lugia out of Silver Tempest, horrendous. You've got to open so many boxes. You might be opening up whole off-centered boxes of Silver Tempest before you reach one Lugia and any grades 9. So that's the more optimal way of acquiring them. So I like that we host that, and it does require a host. Yeah, I'm looking for value to rip. Sus AF Whip. That's why I stick to online and trusted sellers. I get better heat anyways. They look at me weird when I ask for sealed. Mister, do you have any more Celebration slabs in hand? I don't do my LCS because they search cases. They don't sell sealed cases. Yeah, for me, you know, it's important for my reputation that we pull as hot of stuff as possible. It's all for you guys. I'm set. Even if I didn't make another $1, I got a fantastic collection. I'm just going to help you guys do your thing. And, you know, so that's how it kind of works for me over here. I'm in this great advantageous position in life already where I already worked really hard and already earned a great collection. So I'm not going to do any whatever like carnival tricks that you might run into on some 13-year-old running a Whatnot account selling you Pokemon. That's atrocious. Or maybe your local card shop who has too much overhead and no income, and he's paying rent. He's renting the building for like $2,000 a month, and he's got these employees he's got to overpay, and nobody's walking in. Everyone's shopping online. I don't have any of those problems, so I'm doing all right. And so I'm able to just take all the top quality product. I have like a whole, I have like a whole philosophy, whatever you want to call it, like mission statement, that we just get you the top quality product, and then our goal is to record as many top quality product moments. And you guys get a great collection. I get a cut anyways because there's a premium on the price of it. And then I'm very good at picking out good slabs for myself with my profits, and those go up in price, and everyone's happy. So that's it. That's the setup over here. Yeah, I mean, so one reason why you might open it over here, Mr. Omar, is you're looking for the bragging rights of being the guy who opened up the Golden Chocobo over here. And that's a really impressive thing. It's a fun thing. The other day, Brett Love pulled the Rockets Mewtwo, and he's got a short because of it. Actually, let's go see. He's got a short because he pulled the Rockets Mewtwo, and now he can take that short and share it with friends and family. Let's see where to go. Is it this one? So it's this one. I don't know if you guys watched it. You should watch it if you haven't watched it. But here it is. So this is Brett Love. So Mike Sides edited it into a short. Here's the Houndoom. We're showing off, it looks like what Mike Side did was he chopped it up into several top pulls. So there he is showing off his nice Houndoom. And then it's probably going to, is it going to jump? No, here it is. Yeah, here's him pulling the Garchomp. All right. I wonder if people who clicked on it just want to see the Mewtwo. They don't want to see these other two things. All right. Look at that. So he pulled like 3 of the top 5 pulls easily right here on the channel And even better than that, they were all well-centered too. Look at this. Well, I don't know if they were all well-centered, but this Mewtwo sure was. I remember. Look at that. So he's going to get that graded with PSA 2. And when it comes back, if it's a 10, it's going to be amazing. Really memorable card. You should never sell it. Keep it in your collection. So that's what we're all about. And it is a social thing. It's a social thing. But it takes a lot of my time. You know, it takes a lot of time to do this stuff. So you can decide if you think I'm overpaid, though. You can be like, this guy makes too much. All right, next up we got Maurice. Another spot in the Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy. Here it is. Maurice. There it is. You can participate in breaks like this, Mr. Omar. What you notice here is we've got a booster pack break for two booster packs for $40. You might get lucky and pull them both. And this break is just based off the menu price. But it's a sort of thing that, again, you can't buy this at Walmart. You can't buy this at Target. You can't buy this on TCG Player. You have to have a host it for you. So that's one reason. Here's Mr. Mike's side, one Lord of the Rings Chrome. Can we take a look at the Sauron from the last pack to see if it's gradable? Yes. Yes, let's have a quick look at it. Here we are. The PayPal fees alone make you not overpaid alone. It's all good. I probably spent $10,000 here. Mr. Amar, you have gone very deep. I remember a spectacularly deep prismatic opening you did here. I wish you had pulled the Umbreon during that time period, but of course, he is one of the hardest to pull cards. But yeah, I've seen you. You've gone real deep. I really appreciate it. We are. All right. Here's Gandalf. If you ever want to take 3% off of a really big purchase through ZELLE, let me know, because I can definitely do that for you. So you want to do 3% off, box of Final Fantasy, we can do 3% off. So already that's a little bit better. Here's Samwise. Ooh, Sam. I love the story of Lord of the Rings where at the end, Frodo actually loses. And I feel like people don't talk about that enough. Even Frodo, who was painted as like this character who was humble, he was he was a hobby, a little person, a halfling, and the halflings are more resistant to evil. Even he could not resist the ring at the end. It's actually a story about how he was defeated by the ring. The temptation wins. He couldn't do it. And it was simply that Golem was, it was like circumstance that the ring got destroyed. Golem was so greedy to have it that he was a bozo and he tripped. Or he got, he got like knocked off because Frodo was so greedy he ran off to grab it. There's the director right there. He put himself in the movie. So yeah, it's actually a story how, it's kind of, if you think about it, the story is kind of a, what's the word? Not skeptical, not jaded. What's the word I'm looking for? We are? I can't think of the word, but essentially it's a story where you take sort of a negative view of humanity. Because even the person who you expect to be a hero and make it through, even he fails. And it just so happened that he was nice to Golem in the past. And this act of kindness created a circumstance that destroyed the ring. But human will alone was not good enough. There, look at that. Very nice. Sam's the real hero. The world is controlled by the ring. Oh yeah, and Sam's a great character too. He really is. He's a fantastic character. He's like, throw that ring away. All right. Mr. Mike's side wants to take a quick look here at Sauron. Well, and you have to remember, he didn't have to carry the ring for as long. He carried the ring briefly when he saves Frodo from the spider, which is another pretty amazing thing that he did. He's like, I'm not giving up. You got 2 Saurons? You got 2 of them, man. Literally carried Frodo on his back at the end. Yeah. There you are. Very nice. Yeah, you're right. Frodo's sort of like a key part of the story, but the hero is Sam. And he's like the unsung hero. But also recall this, Sam would have probably gotten rid of Golem. He might have killed him, in fact. And it was actually Frodo who saved Golem because he understood him. He understood what Golem was going through and he had pity on him. So there's a bit of a dot right there. I can brush it and see if anything happens. Yeah, okay, that was just dust. All right, so card number 1 passes. You might have a 10 here, Mike's side. Okay, Pokemon is the new ring. Destroy it! Would have melted the gold ring and made a necklace. You could only melt it in the fires of Mount Doom. So, I mean, if you had time to stick around, maybe you could have done that. Been like a souvenir. If it gets melted, does it lose its power? Hopefully. I don't like this one as much. It seems almost like there's a line here. Although it doesn't look like... Yeah, it's definitely a line. So this one's got some issues right up on this edge. See that? So those... you can test it anyways. Maybe PSA doesn't consider that a line. Topps Chrome cards tend to do a little bit better than normal square cut cards. They're made out of a premium material that also gives them more resilient edges and corners. And yeah, sometimes Topps Chrome grades 10 more easily. So you might try them both if you wish. Let me write them down as 9 plus and 10. Now, I suppose that was just looking at the surface. These are like asymmetrical cards. So I don't know even how PSA determines the centering, if they decide it's good or bad. But these do not have natural borders or anything like that that creates a, centering situation. But, you would assume some are off center, right? So I don't know if maybe like PSA measures something like here, the angle here, like like that does give a little bit of a centering concept, right? Like this left side should not be fatter than the bottom. Who knows? Who knows? All right. Quip is scared to go in. Mr. really needs to stop at the hour. There you are. You talking to Curious? Stop streaming. Would have melted the gold ring and made a necklace. All right. Toss this over here. Here's Matthew Hill, Metazoo Gym Break. Here you go, Matthew. Let's see, Metazoo Gym Break. Sending the better looking one. Mister, get some sunlight. Burn all the sticks. Yes. We are. All right. There we go. And let's toss this here. Very good. Lovely. Would you tickle the precious? I would tickle it. Okay, Alexis just got here. All right, there we go. Here's Brandon Warder, 1 into the ETB break. Now, wait a second. It's a list. Haha. Mister, are you doing shipping today? Miss Alexis will be helping us with the shipping. This is going to say Brandon Warder. Very nice. Tag or a single tickle? All right, there we go. So now we have Michael Pettiford, 2 Matchless Fighters Korean. Matchless Fighters Korean. Oh, we need a fresh box. I'll go grab it. All right. Whew. There we go. All right. She ships every package with love. Sure. Love. Mister's my precious, my precious. There you go. There we go. Very nice. So, Mr. Michael, what do we have here? A cold one and a shaman. Haha. Okay. One shaman. Aha. Grok turned into an AI GF after going full Kanye. What? What are you talking about? Mister, how my TCC grading going? Hope all was understood. I saw your messages in the QR channel in Discord, and yeah, it's a lot easier to read over there. So I think we should be good. I'll be working on that soon. We got a grade to do for Mr. Ivan Rodriguez as well. All right. There we go. Let's see. Here's Mr. Mike Side. Send the better looking Sauron to PSA. Mike Side. Well, Mr. Mike Side, let's go grab that. All right. Put this here. All right. No, wait a second. Put you over here. Very good. Let's grab this. All right. Let me grab this. Oh, I already did that. Sorry. I need to buy some graded guards, just basic colors, though. Isn't Detective Pikachu one? Isn't Detective Pikachu one? Okay. Mike Side. Thank you, Mike Side. I hope he gets 10, man. We'll set this over here. Ivan Rodriguez, shipping. Ah, Mr. Ivan. So, I believe you do have a bag this time, right? Yes, here it is. You got some lovely slabs. All right, we will grab this. Slabs only. Oh, okay. Put the bag back. And we're going to hit print. Oh my gosh, it's going to have to recalculate the cost. I got my first one Whipple a couple days ago, and they're beautiful. In the land of Mordor, the fires of Mount Doom, the dark Lord Sauron forged in secret a master ring to control all others. Print. Crazy how in the Lord of the Rings universe, Sauron's he's like a lieutenant. He's not even a big bad guy. Like, there's this huge story, and we think of him as like this ultimate boss. He's like this big, horrible bad guy. You know, he's like the devil. He's like Satan. But he's actually like a lower level bad guy compared to what had previously happened in Middle-earth. So he's considered kind of a smaller bad guy. Okay, slabs. Morgoth. Yeah, I don't know all the lore perfectly well, but, you know, you run into it on, like, TikTok and such, and they talk about what is it called? The Silmarillion or something like that? The Silmarillion? And other books that Mr. Token had already written that sort of explain the universe for Lord of the Rings. And by the time you get to Lord of the Rings, he's just a smaller bad guy. Sauron's a smaller bad guy. He's not like the top bad guy at all. Okay, Mr. Ivan, we got the label printed. Thank you so much for that. Mr. Victor Cardenas, he wants a finished slab away in shipping. May have a small bag, but not sure. All right, give me a minute. Lots of slab aways getting done today. Dark Crowbat from July. Oh, so this should be very close. Oh, I know what that is. Stupid lint rollers always sticking to this box. Let's see, is it this one? Victor Cardenas. I'll be getting a few of them, a couple BGS ones too. Yeah, the Origin of Lord of the Rings. Okay. What's the price on this? $165? Yeah, that definitely seems too low. Okay, very nice. So, that's a good price on that. Boop. That goes here. And let's go looking for your bag. It's a thin little bag. Warhammer lore is the best. There we go. Clicking on this and hitting print. I was thinking black for Luffy to accent the texture. What? What are you talking about? There we go. Okay. My Little Pony lore goes hard. Thank you for that. So that is done, that is done, that is done. I think we are done. Let me price up a slab or two. Because I was supposed to, according to the title, I was supposed to price up a slab. Just woke up from a 2-hour nap. Shush. Crazy how you can go into deep sleep from a nap. Maybe your body was really tired. Ooh, Dark Tyranitar. Okay, so we got Tyranitar is going to be Dark Tyranitar. And this is the Black Deck kit, and it is first edition. Okay. Let's see. And its number is 011. Okay, 011. Okay, I've got a price for it. Wow, he's weirdly affordable. It's because he's not actually holographic. So this is not the holographic version of the card. But he shall be $60. Okay. Then we have this Snow Runt. He's nice. He's pretty cute. He's a 9. 9 AR Snow Runt, huh? He can't be terribly expensive. I'll go with $18 on Snow Runt. Here is a vintage Larvitar 9. Is that right? Is it really 60? It really is. It's, well, you know, that's an old cert though. And then the one with the later cert is actually 75. You know what? Before this sells off, I now see that the one that's for sale has a certification number in the 2s, and then the one after that is 75. I am actually going to jump mine to 75. All right. So we're going to stick with that. Here is the Larvitar. I don't mind holding that Tyranitar a bit longer, because 60 just seems low, doesn't it? I know how much those decks cost. The decks are like $1,000, and there's only a couple good there are only a couple good non-hollow cards in the whole deck. So here is the Larvitar. 75 seems cheap. You'd think he'd be a minimum $100 card. $255 last sold one. Are you talking to me? I'm going to set this to the side. So I'm going to set the Tyranitar to the side. I think he's too cheap, to be honest. I'm just going to hold on to that Tyranitar. I'm a Tyranitar collector. Here's this. Yeah, that guy's way too cheap. 75. All right, so this is going to be, let's see, $50 for this guy. Oh, not the Tyranitar. Okay, cool. So we got this Pupitar going up. Ooh, that's that for alligator from the illustration contest. All right. Tag 10. Illustration for alligator. Okay, for alligator. Yeah, like this guy's pricier. I don't understand how the Tyranitar in this card can be like the same price when the Tyranitar is from 2004 and comes from a deck that costs $1,000 to acquire, whereas the Feraligatr comes out of a $17 booster pack. So no, we're going to hold on to that Tyranitar. I think he's underpriced. He's just underpriced. All right, let's get a price on this guy. He's cheap because he's first edition. Unlimited is better. No, I've found that the first edition does sell for more. The whole theory that, well, Unlimited is more rare and therefore people want to pay more money for the Unlimited, I found that that's generally not true. People generally prefer first edition. Even if there's more of it in theory, people still like that first edition tag. It's very sexy. There we go. Like, for example, there's first edition Dark Magneton, and then there's these really low pop Unlimited Dark Magnetons from the Rocket set. Do I want it? Unlimited? No, I just want the first editions. It's just how it is. So it's an interesting argument, though, and I think there's probably somebody out there who's kind of like finishing off, you know, like an Unlimited Snow Slab. You got it. There's somebody finishing off one of those Unlimited collections, and it's really hard for them to get that one card, and you happen to have it, and you can, like, you know, drag him around. There we go. Very good. All right, then I just need CD and Dark, and most of my vintage Zards are done. All right, so we priced up a couple more slabs. What happened today? We finished the Zapdos break. We've got 2 spots now in the Final Fantasy break. There it is. See that? So we've got 2 spots in the Final Fantasy break, and we had a number of slab aways get paid off. And we have this beautiful Gengar break with 1 person in it now. So daytime stream is going to be a little bit shorter. That's going to give me extra time to go outside and get some sunlight. So that's what I'll be doing with my time more often. And I'll just try to stay on top of that. I don't think I want to get rid of the daytime stream. Daytime stream tends to be pretty busy. It's a popular thing. So I don't think we want to get rid of it. But what we want to do is, I got to shift something around somewhere. So I got to find something that I'm doing and then do less of that. And that is the goal. Mr. Touching Grass, oh my gosh. I'll post it in show and tell if you're in the Discord. Asmer Whip, I just traded my BGS 9 CD Zard. I'm Whipple. All right, guys, I had a lot of fun. I will see you tonight for the late night stream for Wednesday. I hope you guys will be there. See you tonight. We still got a lot of great tag slabs to price. A lot of these breaks are very fun. Oh, right, we have a new person in the Metazoo break now. So Metazoo break's ready. It's poised to go off. Did I show this off today? So this is the binder break with 1 in 8 odds. It's also a star card product. And so here are some of the cards in here. These are ungraded cards. But these cards will probably not grade 10 because I've had a look at them and I feel that they are not gem mint. However, that doesn't mean they will necessarily certainly not grade 10. But I would bet on them grading 9. So this is good for somebody who's just collecting cards for their binder. And maybe the 2 grill cards didn't need to be in there. But yeah, we priced these all up, and then we based the break around the total price of them. Apparently, this little Ditto card's quite expensive. Here we are. That's a exclusive Korean artwork, I believe. It's got a nice Lapras. It's got a nice Pikachu. It's got Rainbow in the background. So you can have all those cards if you're pulled on the 1 in 8 odds. They look good. Mister needs to not stream when he's relaxing. Sheesh. NHWC completely unfamiliar territory. Walking stream. Yeah, maybe we could do some outdoor streams like boating or something in the future. I don't know. But our internet's terrible out here, so I feel like the live streams outside are never that good. I don't want my whole life to be streaming, too. That's the other thing. Have you ever thought of that? I already do a lot of streaming, so I like to have some non-streaming time, too. But that's because we get so much, and I get to talk with you guys all the time. It's nice to have private time, you know. All right, guys, I'm hopping off. You guys have a nice day. I will see you tonight for the Late Night Wednesday stream.